Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. You are now tuned in to the Knicks Vibes. I'm your host, Young, Bo, Ease. Hey man, coming off a loss today. Chance of revenge didn't go so well, man. We played the Grizzlies today, as you can currently see on the screen. Knicks 123, Grizzlies 127. Very, very close game. Entertaining game, even though it ended up in a loss for us. But hey, um, some positives and some negatives, obviously, because there's a loss being spoken about today. We're gonna definitely get into it, man. You already know what we're here for, man. It's that Knicks talk, that Knicks talk. All right, listen. Before I get into it, I just want to say, like, comment, subscribe, share with your peoples, man. Those of you that been consistently watching, man, I want to thank y'all. Means a lot. And if you're new to the channel, man, I hope you choose to stay, subscribe, share with your peoples, man. Leave a comment. I'm always around to go back and forth with y'all and see what y'all opinions are, definitely. So let's get into it, man. All right, so good first quarter energy when the game started, man. I think the starters could have been better, but once the second unit came in and really gave it a blend, not the full second unit, but it was more like a blend. You know, Tibbs been doing a little blend. He'll set some of the starters really quickly, like a Brunson or RJ, and then he'll blend them with the second unit. But I think that's when it started to go a little better for sure. But when that initial starting lineup was in there in the first quarter, it wasn't the greatest of basketball. It wasn't doing anything too wrong, but I think the second unit definitely delivered. Quickly was in there before he got hurt. And it was just good basketball. All right, so Morant was contained as best as you could play him, man. You know, I think the best thing for me in that first quarter was the ball movement, making the most of possessions, because that's what you want to do against a team like this, and forcing turnovers. We were really, really great as far as forcing turnovers, and even in that second quarter pretty much consisted of that same energy. So a lot of high screening rolls for us, and we were able to go downhill. A lot of that mostly courtesy of my man Brunson. RJ today let the game come to him. There's been a lot of talk about RJ because he last game against Portland, which I missed, but he went 6 for 22. I watched the game. I mean, I missed doing the show, but he went 6 for 22, and we allowed 50 free throws. You know what I'm saying? They called 35 fouls on us. Like, something's got to be wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of talk about how the refs ruined that game, and but that's just aside from it. We speaking on RJ. RJ, you know, continue with the bad shooting. He's really, really shooting poorly right now. I think like 28% from deep, and he's sub 40%, I think, for the first time in his career. As far as complete field goal percentage. So there's been a lot of talk about RJ. Should you bench him and this, that, and the third? Everybody has different opinions. But today he let the game come to him, especially in that first half. And to end the game, he played a really, really decent game. But, you know, right now, let's focus on that second quarter. As of that second quarter, man, we caused 8 turnovers in the first half as a complete, you know, in the complete first half, we forced 8 turnovers, and Ja had 4 of them. So you playing good basketball anytime you could get Ja to turn the ball over and you capitalizing on the other end. And though we could have been better, obviously, I think we did a great job, especially first half. We only went down 2. So, and we're talking about they shot 47% from deep, you know, in that first half, and we shot 19% from deep in the first half. And we went to halftime down by 2. They shot 7 for 15, and we still kept things close. All right, so That's something we definitely gonna be speaking on later. All right, so jumping into that third quarter, man. Um, in my opinion, man, it was we were in it. I think we were in it up until we made substitutions. Grimes. All right, Grimes played Ja as phenomenally as you can play this man. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as Ja saw a different defender, it was 9-9. It's like his eyes lit up. Because he was just waiting for that screen. But Grimes was just over screens, and even when he was able to get in front of him, Grimes would fight his way back and get to the side of him, and it would just turn into a trap because of the hedge off this that the center would have off the screen, and it was just like Grimes played magnificently. All right, so but when Rose got on him, he was able to make a move. Quickly got on him, he was able to make a move. His eyes lit up, especially when he saw RJ. Listen, Portland, literally the game plan at a certain point was whoever is RJ is guarding, come set a screen. We want him. Like they were literally chasing RJ down and saying like we're gonna get a bucket on this guy. Like he is a baby. They basically treated him like a cone. My man Anthony Simons had 38, and I believe Grant had like 40, 42 or 46. This was the first time that somebody scored 40-40. 42 teammates scored 40 on the Knicks. I don't think it ever happened before, but I think they said that was like the first time somebody ever scored 40-40 on the Knicks. Two players scored 40 plus. And he just missed it with 38 points. So they were chasing RJ down. So tonight, Josh saw RJ and was like, it immediately, he didn't attack the basket like that all game. The second he saw RJ get in front of him, it was 9-9. It was 9-9. All right, so Cam was also somebody who tried it out. Not like Grimes, though. You know what I'm saying? Until that fourth quarter. All right, so I think that alone caused us to go in double digits. We went in to the fourth quarter, I believe, down by 10, if I'm not mistaken. I sort of going in by 10, man. The fourth quarter was so intense, man. We found a way to get back, and we got a lead. Cam had some great play. I think Mitch owned the quarter offensively and defensively in certain spots. RJ delivered. Jalen Brunson delivered. All right. And everybody got a hand in, and it was just good ball movement. No hero ball being played today. Just through and through, I was happy with how the team played. All right, so with the loss, I wanted this game because if you recall to the first game of the season, this is who we played, and we went into overtime, and Cam was the one to hit the three to go into overtime. And it was just so much tension in there. It was just like the game was just crazy. It was just like this one, entertaining, and we wanted this game back because of what happened that first game. And this game was nothing short of, like, it's like that boxing match. You like, yo, they had that first fight. They got to go again. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like that. But we could not get the revenge. All right. So I think the play of the quarter, Ja gets a screen and gets into the paint, and he tries to do a spin layup. RJ is the initial defender in front of him. Mitch comes to help and blocks him. So when when you get a block, you're landing and you kind of got to retreat. RJ's retreating, Mitch retreating, but the ball, as Mitch blocks it, and it literally comes back right in Ja's hand. Ja doesn't move a muscle. The ball just falls back into his hand. and he's right under the basket. He just lifts up with two hands and tap boards. The easiest layup of the night. I can't lift this shoulder up. I apologize, but he literally just went up, rise, tap boards. The easiest layup of the night, and I think that pretty much sealed it. Jalen Brunson had a chance to win it and then send it in OT, and just like the Portland game, we couldn't close but no cigar. All right, so that's pretty much how the game turned out today. I'm not 100% mad. There's obviously things that we can fix, which I'm definitely going to be getting into. But as a whole, I'm not mad at losing this game, although I really, really wanted it. And I can only imagine the players that's actually involved, how bad they wanted this. You know what I'm saying? So I think all in all, great game. And that's the last time we're going to see the Grizzlies up until next season. But just, I'm happy that we competed. You know, we keep competing against these good teams. And they had a bunch of players that played this game that didn't play the first game. You know, Desmond Bain played the first game, but he missed this one. Jaren Jackson was not in that first game. Dylan Brooks was not in that first game. And they both were here, and they both had a big hand. I had both of them on fantasy, you know what I'm saying? So I know this. I've seen this. So, you know, that's but they played a great game, and I think both teams just really fought it out, and I'm happy with how things turned out. But the things that I'm not, I'm going to speak on, all right? But before I do that, ladies and gentlemen, it might as well be unanimous for the rest of the season. Easy start of the show. Jalen J. Nova Brunson. Come on, man. Hey. This, yo, I, at the end of the game, I'm speechless. I don't know how to describe this man. Son, I'm happy we got a point guard. Like, I'm ecstatic that we got a point guard, but I don't know how to describe what this man is doing for us. There's no doubt in my mind he's going to finish the season averaging 25 points or more. There's no way. The minimum he's averaging is 23, but I think he's going to pass that 25. He's scoring 30 points every game. He is. Let's stick to that J Nova nickname that I've given him. All right. He's more than a relief pitcher. I'm the closer. That's what this man is. Like, the fourth quarter comes in, and he is going bananas. All right? Let's get into his stats. Ladies and gentlemen, 30 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 8 for 19 from the field, 11 to 12 from the free throw line, shooting 91.6%. And he was 3 for 5 from deep. Yo, I don't know where to start. He's an all-star. He keeps playing like this, he's going to be an all-star. There's no way. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any point guards that's like just on the East. Just at the top of my head. You know, maybe this, I could think of Kyrie right now. But I don't really pay attention to what's going on that side, and I'm not going to pull up a list of teams. But listen, this guy got to be an all-star. He has to represent New York as an all-star. He's going to average over 25 points per game. He had 17 of his 30 points in the fourth. It's literally give me the ball, and I'm about to put everybody in the blender. I'm sitting here when I'm watching a little pregame podcast, and that's also around this Knicks round, and they speaking on all these matchups, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, yo, Dylan Brooks is a hack. If this game is competitive, he's going to get fouled out. And what did he do? He was guarding Brunson, kept hacking. You can't guard this man. And he got him fouled out. Jalen Brunson is for real, man. Anybody who thought he was overpaid when this season started out, listen, it's done. It's done. I don't care what he does for the rest of the season. It's done. This man is worth $26 million. Yes, I said it. Yes, he is worth $26 million with ease. We might have underpaid him the way he's playing right now. Like, ladies and gentlemen, I keep saying it. We have a point guard. We have a point guard who settles the game down when we're getting out of hand and saying, yo, relax. Let's run the offense the right way. You know what I'm saying? The right way. Listen, I got punchlines all game, all show today. We're doing it the right way because he's Jay Nova. You understand what's going on? We're doing it the Jay right way. You understand what's going on? All right? I'm about to cancel me after this. I already know what's up. But nah, let's go. Yo, I'm just so hyped for us to have a point guard. And as we continue to go on with the show, you'll see why I'm also, even through a loss, I'm optimistic and I'm still hyped. All right, so let's get into it. Before I do all that, we'll do the stats as a whole. We'll cover them first because they had some very, very sexy stats on their side of things. All right, so Memphis Grizzlies, Dillon Brooks, in 33 minutes, he had 23, 5, and 4. Jaren Jackson, 21 and 5. Man, that's something we're going to get into, man. In 30 minutes, 21 and 5. This dude has scored 20 points in 4 straight games for the first time in his career, right? And I think that's the only 4 games that he's played all season. I picked him up on fantasy his first game back, and he had five blocks immediately. And then the second game, in four games, he has 16 blocks. Like, whose man is this? In 4 games, he has 16 blocks. You're averaging 4 blocks a game already? You just got here. So, with that said, for Jaren Jackson, shout out to whatever the Memphis training staff is doing in there, because he came back at the right time, and he didn't just come back and work his way in. And no, he came back to play ball because he had like 22, I think a double-double with 5 blocks or something like that in the second game that he played. I'm just like, yo, what is going on here? All right, so shout out to them. I was definitely looking forward to this game, and I'm happy for Jaren Jackson, and I'm happy to have him with my fantasy squad. We doing work, you understand? All right. Steven Adams, 16 and 10, along with 2 assists. 10, 8, and 2 for John Conchar. No more sexy stats after that. You know, we ain't even going to discuss them. We don't even like them like that, all right? We here to talk about the New York Knicks, all right? In 37 minutes, being ran into the ground once again due to Mr. Thibodeau, New Britain's own. 22, 7, and 4 for R.J. Barrett. 14, 10, and 9 for Julius Randle. 35 minutes, another person who this man loves to run into the ground. But, you know, that's his thing. 16, 7, 0 assists from Mitchell Robinson in 32 minutes. Played a great game today. Definitely on that fourth quarter, I would say. He was really, really good and made a lot of free throws. I think he made maybe 4 for 6 at the line, if I'm not mistaken. He was something like that. But he was definitely making clutch free throws also. Coming down the wire. So that was pretty good to see because Mitch is somebody who's been struggling from the line. And for him to be knocking that down, yeah, man, we like to see it. All right, 35 and 9, like you could see on the screen from my man Jalen Brunson. 5, 2, and 4 for Quentin Grimes, but that doesn't explain it on his behalf, man. What he was doing defensively and how he was moving the ball to get these 4 assists was just a beauty to see. He got that spring in his step. He just can't get that jump shot back yet, man. And so we're waiting on that. And that's also something that we're going to discuss, man. I'm going to get into it. Don't even worry about it. All right, so 11, 0, and 2 for Cam Reddish. And that's pretty much the end of the sexy stats. All right. Derrick Rose came in and gave some good minutes. Obi Toppin came in and gave some good minutes. Could have played better, definitely. Emmanuel quickly definitely came through and gave some good minutes, but he had to leave early due to an injury. And that was pretty much what it was, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is with the last segment of the show. If you've been sticking around, let's get into these takeaways. First takeaway is within the flow. This one is mainly for RJ, but at the same time, it's the whole team. All right. Playing within the flow of the offense, not trying to play hero ball. Last game, I believe it was in overtime. Overtime, I don't obviously listen. It's in the name. Overtime. This is more than regulation. All right, we went overtime, so every possession counts. You know, Julius Randle had a great shot, knocked it down from deep, and then he comes through with a heat check. Bro, you hit 1-3 and you came through with a heat check. In clutch minutes, after that, we never recovered. They went up by 7. We never recovered after that. It was just hero ball at its finest. Why? Why are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? So today, everybody played within the flow of the offense, which mainly I'm going to say for RJ is what we wanted to see, because even that first game against Memphis, he had a hero ball moment, and we were at the 40-40 club, and everybody's wondering what the is going on. Like, why attempt this shot? That was easily the most horrible shot RJ has taken in his career, easily, hands down. But this is what you want to see. And I didn't check his field goal percentage, but I believe he shot very efficiently today because it was in the flow of the offense. And everybody benefited from it because it was just, we scored 123 points. All right? Next, crash the boards. Ladies and gentlemen, like, offensive boards, we both top 10, I believe. The Grizzlies and the Knicks top 10 as far as the boards go. But we also give up a lot of boards. 16 offensive rebounds. I don't know how much Steven Adams had, but this dude had at least 6 offensive rebounds. There's no way. Like, we have to box out. And this isn't the only team that we've struggled to do this for. Like I said, we're top 10 as far as allowing offensive rebounds also. So we have to crash the boards and complete these defensive possessions. Like, it's just looking horrible because you're giving these dudes extra chances to, like, there was an offensive board that was knocked back and it landed in Jaren Jackson's hand, and Cam is going towards the three-point line, and he's moving towards the paint. So Cam just breezed right past him. He grabs the ball and pretty much dunks on Obi Toppin. Like, Obi played some good defense, but he just pushed the ball in there. And, you know what I'm saying, it kind of counts as a get in the basket. All right, so these are the type of possessions that you need. So we just could get that defensive rebound and we set up the play on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Or we push if we got numbers. But these offensive boards been killing us. All right, so let's get into it because there's ways that I'm going to blend this as a whole as we continue to go further. So third on the takeaways, ladies and gentlemen, is just imagine. All right? Just imagine. I said we were 19% from deep in the first half. We finished the game 10 for 30, shooting 33% because we hit 4 for 6 in the fourth quarter. So we weren't efficient all game, but we were efficient in the fourth quarter. And we finished 10 for 30. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, we are dead last in shooting threes. We can't hit water off a boat. Like, Everybody needs to go and buy a new jumper. Everybody. We can't hit nothing. Nothing. But we hit some shots. This hasn't been a trend as far as these last couple of games or the season in general. But this game, we shot very efficiently from deep. You can tell they really, really wanted this game. 4 for 6 from deep. But yo, like, just imagine we are scoring. We could put the ball in the hoop. Every game we are scoring 120, 115. Like, what? We're in this realm. In OTs, we're going 130. Sometimes in regulation, we're scoring 130. It's, yo, like, we could put the ball in the hoop and we can't shoot threes at all. So just imagine if we can find a way to hit threes. Yo, like, this is why I'm optimistic, even with a loss. We're losing by 4 to a legitimate playoff team, and we can't hit threes at all. And we're still scoring 120 points. If there is one thing this team do is get in the paint. We carve the paint up. It don't matter who you are. We're going to get in that paint. You got some of the best shot blockers, some of the best offensive rebounders here. Like, it's, I don't know what the offensive rebounders got to do with it. But, like, you got some great shot blockers on this team. We're going to get in that paint. Jalen Brunson is very efficient getting in that paint. RJ is going to get in that paint. He's not efficient, but he's going to get in that paint. Randall, he's not that efficient. He's going to get in that paint. Mitch lives in that paint. Cam Reddish can get in that paint. Literally, from top to bottom, can get in the paint. We live there. We're going to get there. So imagine if we start hitting threes. How do you guard this? How do you guard this? Because if we're hitting threes and we pump fake, and y'all believe it, we're going in that paint. Listen, they've been playing, the Hawks were the first team to do it. We thinking it's sweet. First quarter, we just playing ball. We missing 3 after 3 and cool. And yeah, boom, next thing you know, a zone was on us. These teams have been throwing the zone on us. NBA. When I see a zone, I automatically think it's a move. You know what I'm saying? Like, I blinked it out, you already know what it is. But I automatically think it's a move. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, but you gotta respect it. We can't hit threes. We can't. Now, we gave up so many offensive boards today, right? We can't hit threes. Steven Adams is not in the game if we're hitting threes. If we're hitting threes, Steven Adams is not in the game. If we could play small ball and hit threes, it automatically takes Steven Adams out the game. And he's not going to be getting these boards for them. So we got to find a way to hit threes. Y'all got to pull out the shoot away and everybody get to work. I don't know what's going on there. People are taking jumpers and we not set up. Why? Set your feet. If the shot's not there, let's go. Let's run something else. Oh, get in that paint. But with taking shots, we're not even set yet. So just imagine when this team starts hitting threes. Because we were an okay shooting, a three-point shooting team these past couple of years. When we had Bullock, we was a good shooting team. Last year, we were sometimes hitting 23-pointers a game, overachieving. So we've been a good shooting team. And we pretty much got the same roster, and we've added Jalen Brunson. who hasn't been shooting great from three right now, but can definitely knock the shot down because he was one of the best corner three shooters last year. So that's going to come. We know that's coming. And he was 3 for 5 tonight. Just imagine. All right? Last on the takeaways, ladies and gentlemen. I'm confused. I'm so confused. We're at a record of 9-11 right now. Are we good or are we bad? I try to step out. I try to step completely out of it and put my bias aside and just look at it and say, are we good or are we bad? Because you got individuals players playing bad. And even with two players, crazy pieces to our team, Randall and RJ can play bad one game. And we're still scoring 120 points with them playing bad. So I try to step out of it and put bias aside. Are we playing good or are we playing bad? Are we a good team or are we a bad team? Or are we in the middle? I'm confused. I cannot tell. We are 9-11. We compete with good teams. Sometimes we give up a loss, like to the Thunder, who teams we're not supposed to lose to, but we came through with the second game against them and we beat them. We did what we were supposed to do. Nice. I kind of credit that to Grimes because Grimes didn't play that first game. He played that second game. Gil just, had a good scoring game, but he had, I think, 22 shots to put up 30 points. And I credit that to Grimes. So, are we a good team or are we a bad team? Looking at us at 9-11 right now with it at the first quarter of the season, I don't know. We've become an okay free throw shooting team, but we can't hit threes. We get in the paint, but we're not that efficient. We get a bunch of boards, and we very, very limited on turnovers, but we don't always move the ball. There's sometimes hero ball being played. There's so much contradiction within this team right now. I'm confused. I'm very, very confused. I don't know how to feel about this team. Are we just going to keep going near that 500 up until the end of it? Or is there a way that we can actually pull a stretch of games and go 6-7 games over 500? Or are we going to figure a way out to flop and completely turn it to a bust of a season like we did last season? I don't know what this team is. I don't know the identity of this team. But I do know we could put the ball in the hoop. But we can't shoot. We don't play the greatest of defense. But what is defense these days? Because everybody and their mama is scoring 120 points. So I don't even know when teams are playing good defense anymore because I haven't seen many teams being held to 90 or under 100. Teams are losing 100 to 114. Like, you're still putting up numbers. Anytime you can hit 3 digits, this is a good game. At least that's what I thought it was. But the NBA is so relentless as far as scoring now. What is the threshold for good defense? So are we playing good defense or are we playing bad defense? Because sometimes I'm watching a game and I'm like, yes, we're playing good defense like today, but the team scored 127. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm very, very confused, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, that's my show for today. Next up, we play Detroit. All right, I hope you really, really enjoyed today's show. I know I did. I definitely had some things that I was waiting to discuss with you guys because it's just been crazy. Especially speaking on that last takeaway, I don't know the identity of this team. There's a lot of positives and there's some negatives, and we're a quarter of the way through. Last season we were like, okay, yeah, it's too soon. Like, let's not worry. It's only this many games. All right, it's only 30 games. We'll figure it out. All right, it's only 40, and then we never figured it out. So I'm hoping that we don't get into a situation like that. All right, so Brunson is playing out of his mind. This dude is an all-star. We don't even have efficient shooting from our number 2 and our number 3. And one more thing that I'll add on to it is, with everything that's been going on, as far as do we make a move when these new contracts are tradable, and do we make a move? You got Evan Fournier sitting at the end of the bench, and you don't want to have somebody like him injured. So, he's fresh and is at the peak, so he can be valuable in the trade market and things of that nature. Do we make a move? All I'm going to say is, one of my favorite segments in the Kings of Comedy was Cedric the Entertainer when he said, peanut butter, no jam. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't seen R.J. Barrett, no Jules. I don't know what R.J. Barrett looks like without Julius Randle. He's been playing okay this season, but you can't have two inefficient dudes who need the ball, are lefties, and can't hit shots. You can't. You just can't. You have one lefty doing everyone dirty the second they stand in front of him. Jalen Brunson is handling business. When I step into a game, I don't know what I'm getting from Julius Randle. I 1,000% don't know what I'm getting from R.J. Barrett, but I know he wants to get into that paint. Julius Randle is in that paint. Mitchell Robinson is in that paint. So it's clogged up when he gets in there and he has to try to finesse his way and do some things, like some extra stuff. And we've been seeing him have poor shot selection. So this is not in a way to blame Julius Randle as though he's been as though everything that's been going wrong this season is his fault. No, it's because he has $120 million to his name, and we cannot afford inefficient shooting if we want to make progress. We have two inefficient shooters. I said RJ is sub 40% from the field and sub 30% from three-point line. That is just unacceptable. I don't know what RJ Barrett looks like without Julius Randle, who also needs the paint. I don't know what it looks like, because the second he got drafted, we signed every power forward in the league. Taj Gibson was on the squad. Bobby Portis was on the squad. Julius Randle pulled up. Marcus Morris was on the squad. Like, we signed every power forward. We need to make a move. Personally, I'm not scared to attach a first-round pick to Julius Randle to get him off. I'm not. Because I feel like once you see that style of, and you have to get somebody back that can spread the floor. You just have to. You have to bring somebody back in that can spread the floor. So Obi can stand out and start hitting. He's been hitting a couple threes. He's going through a little struggle right now, but everybody trusts his process, and we know that he's going to get back into it. We're not too worried about that, especially if he gets more minutes and gets that confidence in him. That's a given. I'm very, very confident in that. But you have to also bring somebody else that can give us shooting, which is going to help us, our situation, which is why I'm saying Imagine if we just start hitting shots, and then you have to respect it. They're actually respecting it when some people are spacing the floor and not clogging it or playing a zone. RJ Barrett can get into that paint, and we finally see who the real RJ Barrett is. Or at least we have a better chance of seeing it. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't seen RJ Barrett without Jules. And I think it's time to do that. I'm personally not scared to attach a first round pick. He has $120 million to his name. We have 3 $100 million players on the team, and we're sub 500. This is not acceptable. After 20 games, we are sub 500. It's not acceptable. Somebody's got to go. Somebody's got to go. And we try to maneuver a different way of moving forward. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, that's my show. You've been tuned in with your hosts, Young, Bo, Easy. Thank you, man. I really, really hope you enjoyed the show, man. You already know what the vibes is here, man. Next game is Detroit. And I'll be right here to give you my spiel on that one, too, man. I didn't see what it is that's going on in that game. We better have a win. That's all I'm saying. We better win that game because we got an ugly stretch of games coming after that. We got like the Bucks. We got the Cavs. Like it's ugly. All right? It's ugly. So we better win this game, bring us closer to 500, and then try to compete against these teams and come out with a W because I know we can do so. All right? Love, gratitude, positive attitude. You already know what the vibes is, man. I'll catch you on the next one.